I've come across many cases where an employee is being treated so badly by their employer or so unfairly that they feel obliged, they can no longer go on, literally, they feel obliged to resign. In a case like that, they have a right to unfair dismissal. This type of unfair dismissal is called constructive dismissal. Like ordinary unfair dismissal, you can bring a case to the Workplace Relations Commission. It must be done within 6 months, and you must have at least 12 months employment to enable you to go to the Workplace Relations Commission. Now, I would say to everybody who is decides who gets themselves into this situation, you should only resign as a last resort. If there's a grievance procedure in the firm, you should go through that. If there's an offer, you should seek to ascertain whether there's a mediation process, and if there's a mediation process, you should seek that also. You must do everything to show that you try to hang on, but circumstances made it impossible for you to do so. Now, as I said, the reason for leaving must be genuine, and the onus is on you in this case. The onus is in the employer just to show that the dismissal was fair, in ordinary unfair. When there's actually there's an actual dismissal, when there isn't, the onus is in the employee to show that they couldn't, that the fault was on the other side and that they couldn't go on. Examples of genuine reasons would be the obvious ones. Continuous bullying, and I've come across a lot of cases where staff other than the employer, maybe more senior staff, bully people who are junior to them, and the employer doesn't do anything about it. That is a case where you can probably claim successfully for constructive dismissal. If you have a problem if you're not being paid properly, or being paid on time, for example, if you're being demoted unfairly, if you're being unfairly selected for redundancy, in a redundancy situation, if there's unreasonable demands being made of you, or if you're expected to work in dangerous conditions, or if the conditions under which you're working change dramatically to your detriment, all those things are possibly grounds for unfair dismissal. Now, again, the remedies are the same as for ordinary unfair dismissal: reinstatement, re-engagement, compensation. As I say, it's a bit more difficult to prove to win your case in the case of constructive dismissal, but many people of whom I'm aware, they took cases successfully for constructive dismissal once they could convince the tribunal that their treatment was so unfair that they just couldn't go on. So that's something to consider. The details of the Workplace Relations Commission will be at the end of this video, and if you require any information, they'll be glad to provide it. If I can be of any assistance to you or give you any advice or help along the way, feel free to contact me.